Hi, I was asking if you could get me. Good evening. So, do I just go ahead and start? Have you started streaming live already? I can't get you. Not sure why. All right, thank you. Okay, so good evening to everyone. I am about, okay, the title obviously will guide us in what I'm sharing about, but today I'm sharing about how you make money being in the space that I'm in, which is social media. So here it says you're earning from social media. And that's what I'm sharing about. So I hope to learn a thing or two. As most of you know, I don't really even talk about the earning side. I touch on it, but I always say your knowledge. I'll refer you to maybe some monetization coaches and things like that. But today, because your monetization coach. I have learned a few things. Obviously, I've been sharing on my blog, personal for like 5 years now, since 2020. We're going on 6 years. So, yeah, period. I have learned a thing or two when it comes to how you generate money or how you generate an income self, or from being online or from digital, being on digital platforms. I without monetizing, I just used to share out of interest. But the more the blog grew, I found an opportunity to teach in depth, and that entailed that I wasn't going to do it. So I have written down a few points that will just help me in explaining to you how I think you too can leverage on being on social media. I think most of us are on social media, but we even maybe complain about income, but we haven't just seen the opportunities that jobs in terms of how you can earn. I'm looking for my notes here, but let me just do this so that I'm guided in how I present. Okay, so one of the most common things you'll come across is you'll be told, oh, you can sell digital products. But before I can get to that, like my friend Martha Mutema usually says, you have to look at your skills. Like, look at your skills. If you don't have the skills that you feel you can monetize, you have to learn how to monetize some skills or learn about acquiring the skills. So in my case, started learning about personal finance because I just got interested in it. I was broke on my own, and I was just like, okay, let me go and research how I can take care of my money to the point that it lasts and it extends to other. Like, I can use it in the future. I can use it for vacations and things like that. Instead of it just comes in and I finish it. And because of that, I started learning a lot, and then I built my skill in just teaching about financial literacy. So I would share in my circles, but then when I started broadening it, I realized there was an opportunity to charge. And mainly because people even started asking me, hey, people, do you charge for this? I would like a one-on-one session. I would like you to teach me about this. So when you have a skill, don't be shy to share about it, whether it's in your circles, on your Facebook page, on your WhatsApp, on your Instagram. Talk about it. If it's something that you enjoy, like sharing about, obviously, because we do have certain skills maybe that we just would rather keep to ourselves, and that's okay. But there are certain skills that we have that maybe we even use at work, but we don't talk about them in the open. Feel free to talk about it on social media. Feel free to talk about it on the different digital platforms. So you have to start with monetizing your skill. It's like Okay, you don't have to start with it per se, but it's one of the easiest. It's like the number one way in which you can increase your income. Because here's the thing, with the skills that I have, I don't know how much people are willing to pay for, let's say, a one-on-one sit down with me. But I've noticed that as time has gone on, I've built credibility, and I can even charge more if I wanted to, because I value my time a lot. And for me to give you my hour or my 2 hours of teaching you about something I know, I'm going to charge you according to maybe the market value. But at some point, I will even feel like I'll just charge you because I'm cheapable and I don't need any other reason. That's the thing with monetizing your skills. At some point, you can charge simply because of how long you've been in the game, which is your experience and just the credibility that you built. So monetizing your skills is one way that you can 1000x your income or your earnings when it comes to social media. Digital products are different. I personally am lazy to create them. I've created some workbooks when I create courses, but one way you can also earn is through creating ebooks. Now people are creating ebooks left, right, center, but you have to stand out. You have to be exceptional. So if you're going to create one, you have to make sure your grammar is right, the title is catchy, they're just enough pages not to get someone bored, but to make like someone enjoy reading your ebook. But also, aside the topic itself that you're going to cover, make sure it's something that is going to be helpful to someone. They call it addressing a pain point. So for example, for me, if I said 5 ways you can start investing, or you can learn how to start investing, I think people would really be interested in that, because I have seen just how often people say, I don't know where to start from. I don't know where to start from. So it's like a very common question. So observe in the skill that you have built, what are people usually asking about? What is the pain point? Like, what is missing? What is something that people haven't understood? So you can create an ebook around that. But trust me, if you don't market enough, it won't still sell. So you have to find a way to also push it out there to say, I have this product and you people need it because you are lacking in this skill. Obviously, you're not going to use that language, but you can just say, if you are wondering, if you've been asking yourself, how can I learn how to start investing? This is a book for you. You know, like, you make it known to them that I'm trying to answer your question through my book. So that's the second one, which is digital products, which can be ebooks, workbooks. Also, workbooks are great. You can create workbooks if you're in that space. You can create workbooks about weight loss. I've joined some groups where people give us recipes and things like that. You can create ebooks about that. If you're great at maybe packing lunch boxes for kids, lunches, mothers want that. They get stressed what they're going to pack for their children. You can create an ebook or a book around that. Just different things. How someone can achieve their goals in a year. What templates. I have sold a template before on income and expenses, because at that phase of my life I was really focusing on observing how my income was and my expenses. So you can create an Excel template, you can create a Google Sheets template, and you can sell it. Honestly, these are endless. You can create one for someone to track their goals if they're in their career. You can create one for investments tracking, savings, budgeting, depending on the field you're in. I'm giving these examples because I'm in the field of personal finance. But for example, we worked in aquaculture and fisheries. We had to give fish farmers some templates that they could use. So sometimes it would be templates that would help them to track their fish size, the feed that they're using per week. So people in entrepreneurship, maybe you're doing chicken rearing, like, you have created a template for yourself that you use just to track the feed that you spend on per week, the vaccines that you give your chickens, and so on and so forth, the dates when you stock up new chicks, all that. You can create it and sell it. So those are going to be valuable depending on the field that you're in. That's the second one. So a third one, I'll say that I mentioned skills in a not so broad way. So coaching, I don't really like. I feel like it takes a lot of time, but there's money there as well. That's another thing that you can do. I have seen people coach others. Coaching is different from having a class. When I talked about the skills, you would just end up having a class and people join and pay you. But coaching, usually you can coach a group or you can coach one-on-one. It's up to you, but you have to be there to sort of handhold, By that I mean you have to be present, help people out when they ask questions, they're there to respond. An example again that I'll give, we're now in February. So in January, people start talking about if you want to change your life, you want to lose weight, you want to gain weight, you know, there's that vibe. So people will usually say, I will coach you. So now people are coaching us to lose weight or to gain weight or to achieve our goals and things like that. But they cannot just come one day on 1st January, give us the material and leave. But with a class, you can almost do that. But with coaching, you have to come back, ask your students, okay, so how are you doing? What are your issues? What problems are you facing? They have to ask you questions, you answer, you have to be there. So coaching also is one way that you can make money, or consulting. So consulting is a bit different. So for me, someone can come to me and say, hey, Triple, I've seen you've been teaching about investments for like 3 years. I would like to consult on how to create maybe a curriculum on that. So there are very like different diverse angles in which you can consult. Or maybe a company is trying to teach their employees about personal finance. They can hire me as a consultant, maybe a once-off session. Sorry about our electricity situation, but yeah, once-off session, or continuous, maybe in a quarter every time. So that is also consulting, even though my light is not bright right now. Another one is affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing, for those who have seen me do, for example, what do I like, the budget wallets. I love cash envelope systems. I haven't used them so much in like the recent years, but for some people that's how they even found me, because I was always just like budgeting my money in cash and putting it in different envelopes according to the different categories. But I have a friend who has a brand where she is selling the budget wallets. And guess what? Because me, I talk about money, I talk about budgeting. It's easy. It was easy for her to say, "Hey, Trouble, we can like sort of collaborate. You can, since you're using this budget wallet, you can actually talk about it, share about it, and how you're using it. And then when people buy, you get a percentage, right? So meaning that if you're doing affiliate marketing, you market my product, and then you get a portion of the sales that I make. So with affiliate marketing, you can do it in different ways. Maybe you're just talking about education. So there's someone who creates CVs, right? They tell you, okay, you can be advertising that I offer this service. So you're advertising on their behalf, and whenever they get like a gig from there, someone pays to have their CV upgraded, then you get a commission from the money that they make. And I think this one is very common now. We see a lot of people say, use my link to get whatever off, percentage off. This usually it's common in let's say like cabs, like Uber. As in Zambia we have Viango, there's my ride, what things like that. Usually they'll use influencers to market, and they'll be like, oh, use my code and then you get a discount. They also get something. They're using affiliate marketing. They're marketing the products that is theirs, but they're getting commission. So that's fourth. I think that's the fourth. The fifth, if you're in a country where you being on social media, we get a lot of views on some of the things that we do. We make people stay on social media. So sometimes on some platforms like TikTok, even Instagram, Facebook, you may be paid. In Zambia, we are not paid. But I believe in Nigeria now you have that for Facebook. I saw people getting excited, but you have to work hard. You have to produce a lot of content, good quality content. Because even if you produce a lot, if it's not good quality, you may not get the traction that you want. But that's one way to make money, because when those people come to your platform, same as YouTube, we know about monetization on these social media platforms. Even in YouTube, you start earning according to views, according to how long people are staying on your content. So that's another way that you can make money through social media. So I have done things like savings challenges, and that's another way that people can make money from. I did them like in a way that was free, but I could have created a template and sold it. That's an opportunity. You you can also create a group because people enjoy having that support, right? So you can create a group, bring them together. They're enjoying updating every day. They know that if I update in this group, people will be happy to listen to me. So they will pay. They'll pay to be in that group, but it's a challenge that they have joined, and that's another way to make money. A friend of mine sometimes makes like marketing challenges. So every day she will share an advert format that you can use for your social media, and then maybe for 30 days, and people pay for that. So you can create challenges on social media as well, and that can also help you make money. It can also be about investing. The challenges are different. We know about 52-week investing challenges, like what I'm doing myself. I'm investing on a weekly basis. I have created a template, even though I'm giving it for free. When those people come to my WhatsApp, I can easily also advertise to them. So it's like I'm getting leads for free. I'm giving them something in exchange. They're getting it for free, but then later on, if I want, I can advertise something else to them and they can pay for it. Of course, you can also do membership. So I do have like what I call the Get Your Money Right groups. People have different platforms and membership programs that you are there for 12 months or you're there for 6 months. You get to pay for just that access to be a member. You're getting exclusive content. You get access to maybe sessions. You get access to books. You get access to whatever incentives the person is doing. Or so if you're planning on monetizing in that way, you have to give value if you're going to do a membership or subscription format for people. I usually do subscriptions for like 6 months, and I strive to do my best to research things that I can share in those groups. Those people feel the difference of, like, if I'm not in that group, they know that okay, they're not learning. But if they're in that group, they know okay, I'm getting value for my money. So you can do that as well. Sponsorship and brands, that's another thing. If you grow your platform, obviously, to a certain degree, you may now start getting approached, or you can approach brands, advertise for them. But here it's different because they can literally just pay you because of the numbers that you have. It's a bit different from affiliate marketing. So it's not about you getting a commission, but they'll pay you. Maybe they say for 3 months you'll be talking about our product, or you'll be appearing at our events, things like that. So that's now sponsorship and brand deals. You just have to know what interests you for you to be able to make money, because it's not going to, like in my case, I know that there are a number of things I could add, but sometimes it becomes tiring. So you have to really narrow down and decide, what am I going to focus on if I'm going to make money through my social media platforms? And when you do focus on those, market them, shamelessly market them. That's how you're going to make money from them. Because if you think just because we know you're good at that, whatever it is that you do, you're good at teaching people how to apply for jobs, it doesn't mean clients come. It doesn't mean people will say, "Oh, I want to pay you." No, one person may just come like that. But for you to find more people who will be willing to pay you, you have to actually market. You have to think beyond your family and friends. I see a lot of people complaining about not getting friends, and I laugh sometimes because I'm like, in as much as I did get some of my friends, um, in terms of them paying for services, I wouldn't say that it's all the friends. One, and two, it shouldn't be, because they shouldn't be interested in everything I do. And then second, it can't be sustainable. If I want to live on the money that I'll make from a business or whatever side gig I'm doing through my skills, I should be able to target people who don't even know me, because that's how a business is sustainable. Imagine if supermarkets thought of, oh no, when we open this supermarket, our friends and families should come and buy. Would they still be around? It's because they target people they don't even know. That's why they're still around, because they need traffic every day, people coming into their stores for them to be able to make continuous revenue. So those are the few ways in which you can make money through social media platforms, or how you can 1000x your earnings through digital products. So being on digital medias. Yeah. So thank you so much, and I hope that it was helpful. I'll be ready to respond if there are any questions in the comments. Yeah. And we're done. Thank you, Dami, for having me. I hope that was enough. Yeah. All right. So I'll just mute myself and leave.
We can't hear you, ma.
Oh, sorry about that.
We can't.
Okay, so I was saying, I was saying that the question that I'm going to respond to is how you can start saving money if what you're earning or your income feels like you can't even like use it for your home expenses. It's not enough. An opportunity that is there when it comes to saving from a low income. I'll call it a low income. And I always say an income problem is an income problem. So you have to obviously leverage ways in which you can increase. But before you do that, you cannot make excuses. You have to start at whatever stage you're at. So there's an opportunity in saving from like when we spend. We usually say save first, then spend later. But the thing is, we spend almost every day. Even when we feel like we're broke, we find opportunities or we find a way to spend. So if you told yourself that each time you spend, you would keep something, no matter how small the amount is, each time you spend, you will see that you will start having a mindset shift. So, for example, you're just trying to buy fritters or you're just trying to buy some water during the day that you want to drink. Now you're thinking, okay, if I buy this water, I'll have to save something from it. What will happen? You will eventually start saying, you know what, I might as well just be carrying water because I have to. I can put that money aside. And those are small expenses that we usually feel like they don't affect our savings, like they won't do, how can I put it? We feel like if I spend on a small thing like just breakfast or whatever it is, a drink, it doesn't affect my money. But no, when you start saving those small amounts, you will see that the balance starts to accumulate and you will see the opportunity in what you were wasting before. But then also you see the now that motivation and that push for finding ways to earn extra income from other avenues. So that's my number one thing. The number one thing I recommend is that when you take part in challenges, Dami has different challenges going on. I saw one that was like done previously in the year that we're coming from, and currently something that's running. I'm sure she will share that on her page. So you take part in challenges so that you're motivated. Peer motivation really helps. When you see others also doing it, you feel motivated, even when you are feeling like, oh, what I have is not enough. But a way to also find extra income. But yeah, what are the other questions? Please, you can just type them for me and I respond. It's easier that way. Okay, so most people say that saving money is wasting money, and I always say that I debunk that because saving money is not wasting money if you know where you're saving. You have to have goals first. So let's say you just get up and you start saving. It's okay, but what will happen is that you may decide to just squander that money, and then you feel like I should have invested it, right? But let's say you say I'm going to save up because I want to go on vacation in December. You have a goal, so it's different. How are you going to say I'm wasting money when you have a goal and it's going to make another way I can look at it is saying, oh, I want to invest in land. Maybe I want to start buying land, and the money I have now I can't buy land. So what do? I posted a like sort of like a meme a few days ago. Said people say that if the money you have cannot solve your problems, spend it. But for me, if the money I have can't solve my problems, I would rather save it. So that way, when it accumulates, when it builds to be bigger, I can do more things with it. So yeah, the question of I do not have enough money to invest, or I do not have much money to save, and how do I balance doing both? I like which do I like? What do I do at the cost of the other? So I always say that you can, but you don't have to push things that far. So you can tell yourself, every quarter I will save monthly. I will save something each time I spend or each time an income comes in, and then at the end of the third month, I can look for an investment that is like the minimum that I have, I can afford. If you can't, you can even invest twice a year. The goodness is that when you invest, your money will grow at a higher interest rate. This is when you save. But sometimes what you have in savings cannot afford you to invest because of maybe the minimum. You're not meeting the minimum. But you shouldn't feel discouraged because those same savings are the ones that will later lead you to investing. So one, you can decide to say, in this phase I'm in, I'll focus on saving, or you can decide to say, I will do both. I'll save, and then when that money accumulates, I'll invest some of it. How you choose platforms to save from, or the best for you to save. you have to do your due diligence. No one should come to you and tell you this is the best. It's fine, we can recommend, but you have to do your due diligence. I've seen people even complain to me about certain platforms that I use when me myself have not really had those issues. But I can't disqualify the issues that they face. So find out legit platforms, see, research credibility. How long have they been around? If you're saving maybe through a bank account, of course people save in piggy banks, but that's like the smaller savings. I wouldn't recommend saving like bigger amounts in like a piggy bank or things like that. But regardless, if you're going to research, it should be a platform that is licensed by your Securities Exchange Commission, or at least people who have built credibility over the years, where you can say, yeah, no, I have seen that this firm has been around for some time. When you're picking the platform, that's what I can say. It helps. But also, if you're someone who's focused on things like interest, because with saving, sometimes what you just need to do is accumulate the amounts, but it helps if there's interest. Because when you're withdrawing that money, you don't want to remain with less than what you saved. You would rather what you're spending on just withdrawing is from the interest. So that's another way to look at it. So because of that, you have to also research to see, okay, does this platform offer interest, and what's the interest? If it's too good to be true, you better know that it's too good to be true. Don't fall for Ponzi schemes in the name of trying to maximize. So yeah, I hope I've answered this question. Any other question for me to respond to? I'm just trying to read, then I can respond. Otherwise, you have to be ready to take action. You have to be ready to actually show up for whatever money goals that you set, whether it's investing or it's saving or striking a balance between doing the two things. But I wouldn't recommend you jumping into just investing because you've seen people are investing. You have to really first see if you are in a place where if you put that money away, you don't remain hungry. We don't want that. We don't want. So please. Um. Okay, another one. What is your greatest challenge with saving, and have you ever regretted saving at any point? If yes, why? If no, why? Greatest challenge with saving. Do you, at the moment, if I'm answering with my current brain, sorry, I can't even think of a challenge, to be honest. But before, my challenge was always striking balance. Like, how do I know how much I need to save? Because there is a point where I would undersave. Like, I remain with enough money that I start squandering it. I'm like, oh, I should have just saved it. And there's a point where I would oversave. Maybe I save and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I needed to pay for that thing. It happens. Sometimes people end up going into debt because they've locked up their money, forgetting that the responsibilities are still there. So you really need to start monitoring your expenses. This is why tracking expenses comes in as well, because when you track your expenses, you'll be aware. Oh, there's a mosquito. Yeah, you'll be aware of the expenses that you have, so you won't fall into such traps where maybe you've saved before you pay a medical bill. Of course, that's a huge example, but sometimes people save and then they hear a knock. Oh yeah, this bill that you didn't pay for. Like, oh my god, now I have to take back my savings. So you have to monitor that. That's, I would say, that's like a minimal challenge that I've faced in the past, but not now. Have I ever regretted saving? No, never. And that's what I always say. Like, you will not. I don't know about, like, if you save correctly in the right way, in a healthy way, you won't look back and be like, ah, I wish I had squandered that money. Maybe you can just say, oh, I wish I invested some of it or something like that. That's why you need to really know what you're saving for. Is it a short-term goal? Is it a long-term goal? Is it like just something that you're going to use for something else, so that in future, the only, like, you shouldn't have a regret. The only regret should be, I wish I saved more. I have never regretted saving, but I wish I saved more. Like, when December comes, sometimes I'm like, wow, I wish I saved more. Or Black Friday, you want to buy some nice things, that's fine. Like, your savings can help you with that. So you think, oh, okay, I wish I saved more, because then now I would have taken up these opportunities. Or an opportunity to invest comes, you look at land, it's maybe affordable. I don't know why I keep giving examples of land, but yeah, it could be shares if you're investing in the stock market, or if you're investing in your treasury, it could be treasury bills or treasury bonds. I don't know. But yeah, you could think, oh, I wish I had saved more, because now I could have invested more. Yeah, so I've never regretted saving. I am always happy that I saved, but definitely I would say those points. Yeah, so that was a no, and I gave my reasons why. What or how do I advise that you start saving as a newbie? I think I responded to that one. It's going to be repetition. As a newbie, the same thing I said. Opportunity is through the spending, because even if you're a student, most people say I don't have an income. How can I save? You have money. As long as God gave you, your mother gave you, your friend gave you, that same money, you can save from it. So as a newbie, that's one way. Don't think about percentages when you're starting out. They can be deleting, because when you look at your money and you think, hey, 10% of this, it's going to look big. So you'd rather just say, each time I try to buy lip gloss, I put something aside. That's like a very good opportunity, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Um, yeah, I'm waiting to see if there are any other questions, but that's one way. And of course, as a newbie, you may be someone who is older or younger. Look at where you are, the phase you're at. If you're starting to save in your 30s, obviously you have gone up in your career or your business is doing relatively okay. So you need to see that you are saving more than the average so that you can achieve your goals faster. There are people who have seen, even when their income goes up, they still remain saving the same amount, which is doing themselves a disservice, because it means they are making themselves take longer to achieve their goals, when in actuality they could have achieved them faster. Yeah. Any other question, Dami? Okay, I'll just wait a bit. Okay, let's see. And then we can, what or, sorry, what or how do you advise a no, 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 just a second. Okay, I have a problem with saving because my partner doesn't feel great about it. What do I do? Okay, I'm not relationship advisor. This one I don't really know exactly, but I can say that I don't advocate for hiding money conversations, but at the end of the day, if you break up or you divorce, you are on your own. It doesn't matter what happened, you're on your own. So because of that, if you feel like your pastor, sorry, what did I say, pastor? Your partner, if you feel like your partner is not on board with your money goals, it's okay to do certain money goals separately on your own without even saying the things, because what you don't want is sabotage. It's the same, it doesn't mean, because sometimes we see memes like, oh, if your friend is this, then you should cut them off. Sometimes we can have a friend, they are a friend, but they are not in line with some things that we're doing, right? We don't grow at the same pace, even in partnership. But it doesn't mean that you have to just say, oh, I'm going to stop because my partner is not doing anything, my romantic partner or my friend. The same lessons apply. That's why I'm saying this. So if your friend is not investing, or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your, I don't know, is not investing or saving, you have to carry on. And if they're sabotaging you, they're maybe talking down on you for doing it, then you have to not, like, you have to tone down when sharing about that and just continue doing it. Because luckily, if yeah, like if things go well, they will catch up and they'll be like, wow, I've seen this happen. A lot of couples tell me like, oh, my husband is now on board, and he's like, why didn't you force me to do that then? But I was telling you and you are refusing. Same thing with friendship. So it doesn't mean you should end things. Maybe they're not, things are not even bad. It's only that you're not on the same page, and it's normal because we learn and understand at different rates. So it doesn't mean that I'll just get on board. You just come to me, tell me, oh, this is good, and I accept it. So yeah, that's what you can do. I hope that answer suffices. So that's how you balance, really. Like, you have to find a way to still continue doing it on your own without sharing too much to trigger them if they're not yet on board. Is there any other question? Because I'm looking at harm. Yeah. I hope that was the last one, or if it's the last one, that will be it then. Done? Okay, thank you so much, and I hope you learned a thing or two. Yeah, I hope I answered the questions in a way that you get to pick up something and share with others. Thank you so much for having me, and please let me know if you have any more questions, and I'll be happy to respond, even if it's on other platforms as well. Yes. So, yeah, thank you. All right, bye. enjoy the session to everyone watching. Okay, thank you. This was fun.